Could we be headed for Friday the 13th massacre? Forget Saturday night massacre. Charlie Gasparino says he's hearing rumors of a high-profile exit in the Trump administration that could spook some investors come Monday morning. Charlie, what is it?
We should point out the sourcing of this and that it's speculation because my Twitter feed is just going nuts. If you read my tweets, the tweets say it specifically. There is speculation, both from my sources in D.C. and among GOP staffers essentially, and on major trading desks right now, that Rod Rosenstein, the Deputy Attorney General, the guy who appointed Robert Mueller, the special counsel, to essentially investigate Trump-Russian collusion, that he could be ousted imminently as early as tonight. That is what's going on among Wall Street trading desks and among these GOP staffers. Now, we should point out that doesn't mean this is confirmed. I lobbed the question out to the White House. I have not heard back, and these are not confirming sources. So you say, why do you report this stuff? Well, the same reason why Bloomberg reports that traders are talking about Warren Buffett helping bail out GE,
which we've seen, not even a trace.
That hasn't happened. But these types of sources often do have an insight into what's going on. I will tell you this, Liz. A couple years ago, 2012, you and I were here at a different time, different place, but it was right after Superstorm Sandy, and I had the same type of sources telling me that the New York City Marathon was going to be canceled. They turned out to be 100% right. Ultimately, and we took a lot of flack for reporting it, but when it did come true, it's obvious why. These traders often have access to information in Washington about what's going on to set up their trades. And again, speculation, not saying it's going to happen. And even if Trump wants to do it, maybe General Kelly is telling him not to for a lot of reasons, including this could be a real issue. But as traders, why do they care about this? Well, the markets have been trading off on Mueller news, particularly if it's negative involving the president. That's why the traders care about this. And I will say this: if he does something like this, that would be an issue. I think the markets, just based on prior trading patterns. And by the way, past performance doesn't signify future gains. I think the markets trade off on something because this is very destabilizing, and it's going to be a political S-storm if this goes down, particularly in light of the Comey book that just came out today, the back and forth between the president, Andrew McCabe. There's an IG report on Andrew McCabe, one of the FBI people involved in the Mueller probe, where it was very critical on him. The president is tweeting this out. This is a very, very volatile time in the markets involving politics and Wall Street. The Rosenstein thing would take it to another level. That's one reason why I think that somebody inside the White House is going to tell Trump, and maybe even his lawyer, Ty Cobb, even if you want to do this, don't even go there.
Doesn't Steve Bannon feel that he should do this, that they should just take it to a Republican Congress and that will stand by President Trump?
I think the president, when you talk to people that know the president, he obviously wants to fire him. Okay, I just thought tonight it was interesting that this rumor was so widespread.
And he wants to fire him because Rosenstein has said he would not fire Mueller.
He would not fire Mueller. But I'm just saying the sourcing of this is interesting. They're not 100% right all the time in this speculation, just so you know. Far from it. They're often right, as you know. They often have good plugs. And tonight, this thing is going rampant, and it's rampant with GOP staffers as well. Again, I want to say, that doesn't mean it's going to happen. It means we're just reporting the speculation, and sometimes you do report speculation. It's worth it to get it out there, and let's see what happens.
Okay, I'm going to make a hard turn here to Bitcoin because you've been reporting very brilliantly on Bitcoin lately. Bitcoin's moving higher today, but we are just days away from tax day. And there are people who bought Bitcoin, who knows, at 1,000 and it went up to near 20,000. It's still pretty high at 8,082 if you bought it low.
Right.
There are tax implications here that may affect people who have made some money, some cash by trading out Bitcoin.
Well, cash, it's simple. If you make money on a stock, right? And
that's a capital gain.
It's a capital gain. So there are pretty big capital gains here. Listen, I know a lot of people that bought it at almost nothing and sold it at 20. They knew once it hit that 19,500, 18, in that area, they just knew that was the top before some of the froth comes off this market. They also knew there was a lot of fraud involved in it, or a significant degree of fraud, which is what we reported earlier in the week involving the SEC's crackdown.
Cleaning it out.
I just think it's interesting that the perverse reaction happened based on our reporting. Yeah. The Bitcoin went up in value because investors said, oh, God, it's going to be great that the SEC gets out some of the bad actors. And and crypto. And in terms
but
of
if they've sold, you got to pay the tax, man.
But yes, but in terms of cryptocurrencies, I mean, there are others, I guess, right, floating around. Yeah. Bitcoin seems to be the one people are gravitating to.
Okay.
Right?
Charlie, thank you.
Okay. Again,
we shall see what happens.
We'll see what happens. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Please don't quote me saying that. I'm just telling you what the street is speculating, what they're saying in Washington. Not saying it's confirmed. Far from it.